Hey guys, welcome to the Imperial Vizier Zor'lock guide. He is the first boss in the new Heart of Fear instance. As always, I'm World Boss, the GM and raid leader of Bless the Martyr.
And I am Meows, the healing lead.
Now this is a 4-phase encounter. It's a lot of fun. It's a pretty simple encounter overall. The first 3 phases are random. He'll fly from one platform to another. Each platform, he gains an ability while losing the ability he had on the previous platform. At 40%, you reach the final phase, and at that point, he has the abilities he gained on all 3 platforms. During the entire time, up until 40%, you'll see a yellowish gas on the ground outside of the platforms. That's the pheromones, and what happens with that is whenever any player enters it, you become basically pacified, as well as you're taking damage every second you're in there. Usage of Warlock portals as well as speed increases will greatly help combat the damage taken, as well as cut down on the time running from platform to platform, allowing more DPS time on the boss. The other ability that he has throughout the entire encounter is the inhale-exhale mechanic. He'll inhale a large breath of the pheromones. Any boss model will warn you about it. When he reaches 3 stacks, shortly after that he will exhale. What the exhale is, it'll randomly target a player in the raid. It's a uninterruptible channeled ability. It stuns that player, as well as causes them to take massive amounts of physical damage for 6 seconds. The easiest solution to this, at least on normal mode, is just have the tank step in front, as that will transfer the damage to them. With that, let's get into the boss kill video. Here you can see we're starting in the middle. Like I said earlier, it's random where he goes, so you don't want to cheat and put yourself out of position. Now the platform he landed on, that's the attenuation platform. You'll see the sonic rings from him come out. Basically the way that works is he throws them out in pretty much a spiral type shape going clockwise. Once they reach the end of the platform, you'll see them kind of start to bounce back at times, kind of split at other times once they reach a certain range, and it's just not a good place to be. You want to be second, third level from the boss, fairly close like you see in this guide, and it's just extremely easy to dodge these things.
The damage on this phase of the encounter is really completely minimal. You have, a set healer on the tank, and for the exhales, you do want to focus a little bit more healing there. Otherwise, there's literally no raid damage going out. If people get hit by the rings, they will not be one-shot, but it is a pretty good chunk of damage. So you do want to, toss a quick heal on those people to keep them up should they get hit again. Just don't make the mistake of trying to heal others and then eating a few yourself.
Now another thing with this, as you can see in the video, is once he it seems like once he gets to a certain point, reaching that ability cooldown, he'll stay on the platform a little bit longer. Here I'm going to start talking about the next platform a little bit early, because there was some weird interaction that was going on that was causing him from time to time to leave a platform quite late. What we did, on 25-man and 10-man, he spawns 3 honeycomb type barriers, looks very similar to Power Word Barrier. 10-man, up to 4 people can stand in one, 25-man, 9 people. So obviously you need 3 groups. Now what we noticed, you can see here, he always spawns one directly under him. That's just where we had our tanks and our melee go. We then split up the rangers and healers. You can see right now, you can see a diamond and a triangle out. And we just set on opposite sides of the platform, and both groups would just go to whichever one was closer. In the event that he spawned them in a straight line going back to one of the range groups, that range group would take whichever comb was in the back.
If you're lucky enough to only get 1 force and verve, this phase isn't overly bad. However, if you do get more than 1, you do want to have a set cooldown rotation of both damage reduction and your Tranks, Healing Tide Totem, Divine Hymns as well. It's quite a bit of damage despite the barriers. You do want to rotate those big cooldowns for every force and verve, and stack 2 or 3 of them to ensure you don't fall behind, because it is a lot of damage for that particular mechanic.
Here you see us now already on the final platform. This is the mind control platform. Way it works is he'll mind control some players. They'll start spamming abilities on the raid. Once they reach 50% health, the mind control will break. The big things that you do want to do as an individual player is you do want to ensure you're blowing all of your CC type abilities as well as cooldowns before mind control can go out. Last thing you want is to be, say, a Shadow Priest that walks into the middle of your raid and hits and just fear bombs them. Not good. Make sure they're on cooldown, so if you do get mind control, it doesn't happen. Outside of that, don't dot the people who get mind controlled. You're creating extra damage for the raid. Pop some AoE, single target, prioritizing the healers first, and just get people out as soon as possible, because he can exhale immediately after, so you want to give the healers as much time as possible to get people up so that the tick that the tank can't maybe get to doesn't one-shot a player. This is the easiest of all platforms.
The only thing you really have to worry about is, again, the exhale and tank healing. Aside from that, you just focus the heals on the mind-controlled people as soon as they're broken out, just to get them back to a safe level.
Now, obviously we're a little behind because the first few phases go by so fast. However, here you see we're already sub 40%, pushing the final phase. Everything stays the same here. We just basically combined the strategies from the first 3 platforms. Again, you can see the triangle and the diamond group split up. Here's one where they are all in a line. The group that was closer went to the furthest one away, so that both groups can get inside of those barriers. After the sound and verve's over, you get back into position. The attenuation is a little bit different. Here you'll see they'll start splitting off a little bit earlier. However, it's just the same as the other platform. On kind of on the 3rd level is what we referred to it to, basically where there was enough room for 3 of them to be. And if you're there, you've got time to get some DPS off. You don't have to worry about the split. You don't have to worry about anything in terms of that. If you're uncomfortable with it, if you're struggling with it, the DPS doesn't matter. This is not a DPS check at all. Just stop DPSing and just avoid getting hit.
Healing here is overall not too bad. Again, the only real strain is Force and Verve, where you do want to have that cooldown rotation set up. If you only have the one, like we did in this kill, on the platform itself, just start with the second set of cooldowns and work your way from there, because the first set will not be up again. I think they had 45 seconds or so before their cooldowns were available. Aside from that, you just gotta dodge circles and drop a lot of ground AoE, and that's pretty much it, aside from the Force and Verve.
So that about wraps it up for this video. Very fun, very fun encounter. Absolutely had a blast doing it. A little bit on the easy side, especially as we get looking at some of these later bosses here in Art of Fear. But if this helped you out at all, please like it, thumbs up, subscribe. If you have any questions, just drop it below in a comment. We keep our eye on it and get them answered as soon as possible. And once again, thanks for watching, and tune in for the incoming guides